Hey there, folks. How you doing today? Hope you're having an awesome day. Well, it's Friday, woohoo. Being that it's Friday, we're going to jump on that open tag with that fine fella Harold over at HTZDC, and we're going to do a folding hunter Friday. The knife we're going to look at today is cold steel. Comes in this nice leather belt pouch. Nice color contrast and kind of patterning to it. Stitching looks really nice. Equally good on the back side. As a belt loop. Now, not my personal preference in a belt loop. I prefer a stitched over loop because with this one here, it exposes your knife to your belt, and as the pouch rides along your belt, it can wear on the cover of your knife and on your belt itself. Plus, I find over time there's a tendency for these to tear. If you have a stitched over loop, then it avoids that issue with the belt rubbing against your knife, and just more secure. It's not going to tear over time. Your stitching might come out, but it's easier to stitch something back on than it is to repair a tear. Otherwise, good looking sheath. You've got your cold steel stamped into your flap. Nice secure button closure. And here's your knife. So it's your traditional single blade folding hunter design with some modern elements because we use modern hardware. So you've got some T6 screws holding everything together, and then looks like a T10 on your pivot, which appears to be a captured pivot. You have saw cut Delrin or Delrin-like material for your covers, big oblong shield if you want to engrave something on it, interestingly on both sides. You have stainless steel bolsters, stainless steel liners. Everything is nice. There's no stepping between your covers and your bolsters, shield, your screws. Everything is nicely recessed. You've got a lanyard hole, a nice big lanyard hole. And you can see your blade is not penetrating into the aperture for your lanyard hole. Overall weight's about 5.2 ounces. Closed length is about 5.25 inches. You can see here, it's a wrench boss. You have a nail nick to open it. Look at that blade. Isn't that a beefy, thick blade? Nice snap to your open. You've got nothing on your tang stamp, but you've got Ranch Boss 2 laser etched into the blade and cold steel china. And your blade material is SK5. That is a nice, thick, beefy drop point or clip point. You just look at that compared to the handle of the knife. That's a whole lot of blade. Has a very nice edge. Very slicey out of the box. You've got a full flat grind. And your edge, very clean looking, very even to this side. And pretty even on this side, just a little bit heavy down towards your sharpening choil, which is nice. You do have a sharpening choil. It is a liner lock. Now, one issue I will say I do have is it's a small liner lock, which is good. It doesn't protrude heavily out from the blade, from the knife, and there is good access to it. You can see they have a cutaway, but it's a little bit of a pinch point because it is smaller. When you get in here and close the knife, a little bit of a pinch point there. Now you can grind that bit of the tang down and solve that problem, but just something to be aware of. No half stops. Real nice snap to the close. This thing's got good, solid, beefy springs on it. And look how thick that spring is. Other elements. The overall length when open is 9.5 inches. Blade is 3.5 inches long. They say it's a high carbon steel, SK5, and it's from the Ranch series. So they may have other knives in this series. But a good looking knife, good looking covers. Kind of like the pattern on the die on the bottom there, looks pretty neat. Just get the pure white on the top. No significant gapping. Covers are in there nice, no gapping there. Now, the alignment is pretty good. Kind of favors the show side a bit. One little issue I had, I cannot back that pivot screw off. I have tried and tried. Tried to the point I don't want to risk stripping the screw. But I would like to back that off a little bit just to kind of adjust the alignment. But I tried everything. I can't get that screw to move. And I may have to go out and see if I can find some different bits just to find something that fits a little better. Even tried, putting some latex glove over it and just to kind of give it some extra purchase, but nothing. I could not get that to move. So they've probably Loctited it. Just a nice, big, beefy knife. The handle profile is a little bit slimmer, I find, than other folding hunters, and we'll do some comparisons here in a second. The most direct comparison would probably be this fella right here. And that is an old-timer 125 OT from Schrade. We just look at the covers. Everything pretty much the same, that traditional style. Thickness is roughly equivalent. The cold steel will be thicker at the bolster, but in the hand, it's going to feel pretty much the same, I think. So with this one here, you have your liner lock. It's basically the same thing. They have the cutaway here. Roughly the same size liner lock, I would say. Now your blade profile. Now you've got a much beefier looking blade with the Ranch Boss. But granted, this is an old knife. It's seen some use and some sharpening, so it's lost a bit of that thickness. Slightly more modern comparison. You've got your Rough Rider Desert Fox folding hunter. This one has a half stop, but you can see here much more of a tab on the liner lock. You don't have the cutaway, so you have to bring that tab out further. So plus side, you don't get that pinch point, but downside on the opening, that can get in your way. Now it can provide a bit of a finger choil if you want to use it that way, but otherwise it forces you to choke back on the knife a little bit. With the Ranch Boss, you can choke up a little bit further, but you don't necessarily have that finger choil, or faux finger choil if you want to use it. Again, blade much taller on the Ranch Boss. And just for comparison's sake, here is a Schrade two-bladed folding hunter, the 225 Henry. Again, you can see that difference in the height of the blade. Obviously beefier handles on this one because it's a two-bladed knife, but very similar in your design. And then more modern Uncle Henry. Traditional style, but modern made. Again, you can see the blade, very similar design, but the blade is much higher, much taller on your ranch boss. There's no real complaints about this one. Other than that blade alignment, I'd like to be able to adjust that. That's something I'm going to have to work on. But definitely, good beefy knife. Nice blade on it. Just watch yourself. If you have one or purchase one, just watch yourself on that pitch point. Not a huge deal, like I say, you can grind that tang down, but just a nice looking knife. Nice covers, everything well made. I like it. Yeah, feels good in the hand. I just gotta work on that pivot a little bit. Anyways, folks, that will be our Folding Hunter Friday. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at that Ranch Boss. I like it. I think it's a good deal. I think I picked it up on sale. Probably US wise runs in the $45 to $50 range. Canada in the $70 to $80 range. But look out for some good deals. You can get it cheaper. Well, with that said, folks, we'll wrap it up there. I don't want to cut into your time. I want you to get out there, make some plans for the weekend to enjoy yourself. Hang out with some people you enjoy spending time with. Go out in the woods, have a picnic, go for a hike. Springtime's coming. Flowers are starting to bloom. Leaves will soon be back on the trees. Get out there and enjoy it. It's just an awesome, relaxing place to be. And if you do, take a knife with you. Might just come in handy. Y'all take care.